Hi guys, my name is Trinity, and if you are here, you must be here to talk about books because that is why I am here, to talk about books. Today I will be doing a book review of Small Favors by Erin A. Craig. This is the author of House of Salt and Sorrows, if you guys don't know. And the first thing I would like to say is do not be deceived by this amazingly beautiful cover because this book is dark. Dark. So I picked up Small Favors based on the fact that I absolutely loved the Gothic atmosphere of the House of Salt and Sorrows. And I was a little bit looking at this cover going, I don't know if this is going to be the book for me. And then hearing the synopsis, you're kind of like, okay, this is a little weird. But what happens in this book, the setup of it at least, is there is a very small town called Amity Falls. And this small town is very isolated. It's surrounded by forests. And all of these people that live in Amity Falls have just kind of a very country lifestyle, a very neighborly lifestyle. And the beginning of this book starts out with the elders of this community going to find supplies. They've made a supply run, but the wagon never shows back up until one day something quite horrific happens and the people of this town are forced to face the fact that the people who went on this supply run are probably dead. This prompts more of the elders to go on a search for the people who died. And they also are starting to encounter these very weird creatures in the forest. That they are disfigured, they are creepy, they're grotesque, but no one can figure out where these things are coming from. However, there is a family that lives in Amity Falls and our main character is a part of, and they are beekeepers, which is why the book looks the way it does, because they are beekeepers. They harvest honey. And the story centers around them. And when I say them, it is Sam, Ellery, Mary, and Sadie, the children that live in this home and have taken over the beekeeping duties when their father goes off to look for the missing men. And so many bad things start happening. One other thing that I would like to point out about this book is we do encounter some fae type creatures, which is what I thought might happen by the synopsis itself. I was very excited about that because I love the fae. But when the events start to play out in this small town, you have no idea what's actually going on. The townsfolk actually have no idea what's going on. And all of a sudden, they are in a complete uproar because supplies are dwindling. Everybody is starting to think that they've lost their faith. So that's why all of these bad things are happening. They have done what they thought they needed to do to keep the monsters of the forest at bay, and nothing is going quite right. And we find out that there are a couple of people in this town tied to the creatures and the fae that have shown up. And it is absolutely one of the best Gothic stories I've read in a very long time. There are characters that you can absolutely love in this book. There are characters you can absolutely hate. And I encourage some hate of Sam, guys. I think for a young boy, he's a villain. He is definitely a villain, and I don't like him. He is always making the worst decisions and screwing his family over, and I I don't like him at all. But I really loved Ellery's character, and I think Erin A. Craig writes so atmospherically. I mentioned in a previous video, there was a paragraph about pancakes that was just so beautifully written that I like, why is this so beautifully written? It's about pancakes, but it is. Erin A. Craig's writing is quite lovely, and I am very excited for whatever else Erin A. Craig puts out. Now, at the end of all of my review videos, I do like to give some recommendations. So if you liked Small Favors, I do think you should definitely read The House of Salt and Sorrows if you have not yet done so. I know I'm recommending Erin A. Craig from an Erin A. Craig book, but I do think that they are two of the best Gothic books I've read in a long time. But I would also recommend Horrid by Katrina Leno. Again, I think Horrid is the perfect Gothic primer for anyone who's wanting to get into the genre. And then if you just like the dark, twisty plotline of Small Favors, I would definitely recommend A Lesson in Vengeance by Victoria Lee. This has a very dark and twisted plotline as well, and I adored it. It is dark academia, so there is very real differences between A Lesson in Vengeance and Small Favors, but if you really just like that dark, twisted tale, I would highly recommend A Lesson in Vengeance. All right, that is it for me today. Like, subscribe, do all the fun things, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!